Hey there! Welcome back to my channel. Are you looking for some fun and easy watercolor painting ideas? Because in today's video, I'm going to show you how to paint these delicious looking donuts with watercolors step by step. First, start off by tracing a small bowl onto your watercolor paper using a pencil. Here I'm using 100% cotton hot pressed watercolor paper by Saunders Waterford. I decided to go for hot pressed because I wanted the donuts to look as smooth as possible. Also, make sure when you outline the circles, you place them in a way that a few are cut off by the edge of the paper. This way you create a more seamless pattern. Next, draw small circles into each shape to outline the whole of the donut. Don't worry about making them perfect circles, they're not perfect anyway. And now it's time to paint. For my first donut, I decided to use Carmine Red from the White Nights watercolor set, but you can use any color of your choice. So start off by preparing some paint inside your mixing palette. You want the paint to be concentrated and not too watery. Then start outlining the donut inside the circle and outside the hole of the donut. These are going to be the areas that get the least amount of light. From there, load up your brush with clean water and loosely blend out the colors towards each other while keeping the area between them lighter. This way you create a light reflection. You basically want to achieve a dark ring where the shadow is and a light ring where the light hits the donut. As you can see, I also kept a few random areas free from any paint just to keep some white of the paper for additional light reflections. Now load up your brush with the same paint straight from your pan or tube and add more pigment to the darker areas just to intensify them. Remember to keep the very top of the donut lighter than the rest to make the shape look more three-dimensional. If you added too much paint, don't worry. Simply use a clean damp brush and lift off some of the paint by following the curve of the donut. This way you reveal some of the whiteness of the paper and add the highlights back into your painting. Alright, now while this donut is drying, let's move on to the next one. Again, start by preparing some paint inside your mixing palette and then outline the shapes the same way as with the previous donut. In this case, I mixed this yellow-orange color, but you can use any color you want. Then load up your brush with clean water and blend out the paint towards each other again. As you can see, I leave out some of the white areas here and there again just to have some more variety. Don't think too much when you do that, just randomly move your brush and leave out a little bit of white space whenever you follow the shape of the donut. From there, intensify the shadow by using a darker version of the color you chose for the donut by using more pigment than water. For the next donut, I decided to use a slightly greenish blue and apply the paint the same way as with the previous donuts. And from there, keep adding paint to the donuts one by one until you created the first layer of your donuts. And then let everything completely dry. This is how the donuts look so far. Right now they look more like balloons, that's why we're going to build up the shape even more. For this step, use a clean brush and load it up with clean water. And then pick one of your donuts and gently apply a layer of water on top. It's important that the paint is completely dry and you just gently brush over the paper. Now it's time to add some additional shadows using darker shades. For the pink donut, I mixed a darker shade of pink by making it slightly more purple. And then I outlined the donut the same way as I did for the first layer. Next, use a clean damp brush and blend out the paint towards each other while keeping the middle ring light again. Now, if you want to make everything look slightly more realistic, you can also add the colors from the outer donuts that reflect onto each other. So in this case, you can see I added a little bit of orange to the area where the orange donut lays next to the pink donut. Then repeat the steps with your other donuts. Apply a thin layer of water onto the dry paper and add the darker shades of the colors you'd used. And to make the light reflections look more realistic, use the colors of the donuts that are surrounding the donut you're painting. So here, for example, I added a little bit of pink, orange, and green to the very edge and then lightly blend them in. You don't have to do this, I just wanted to play around a little bit and see how it will look when I do that. Then let everything completely dry. Now to decorate the donuts, you can use any paint or pen that is opaque. So here I used my Posca Pens and added some typical decorations on top of my donuts. You can add swirly lines, dots, and lines to create confetti or anything else that comes to your mind. If you want, you can also paint the background black to make the donuts pop even more. And you're done. And you get colorful glazed donuts. I also experimented with different colors and made them a little bit more opaque by using white gouache. This way the donuts look a little bit more matte, which I also really like. This is, by the way, how you can make your watercolors more opaque as well. Just pick any color you want and then add a little bit of white gouache and your color will be opaque. Let me know in the comments, what donut would you like to eat? I think I would choose the pink and green donut. I really hope you liked this video and found it helpful. If you need more watercolor painting ideas, check out some of the videos right here. Thank you so much for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!